Is it rolling?
Rolling.
Okay.
Stand by. And are we ready?
Yeah, this kid. What's up, everybody? We're here at the Rtisan podcast. I have my really, really good friend, Miss Yahkirah Beard here. She's going to sit down with us and talk about her dance classes, her teaching, and pretty much everything else that has going on. So, Yahkirah, thanks for sitting down with us. I appreciate you.
Thanks for having me.
Welcome to my friend Lloyd's house. Appreciate you, Lloyd. Go ahead and give the people a shout out, man. That's all right. We let them behind the camera, dog. That's how we do it here at the Rtisan. Okay, let's talk about Yahkirah. Where you from?
I am born and raised south side of Chicago.
True.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yes, Hyde Park area.
I'm with it. That's lit. Where'd you go to high school at?
Hyde Park High School.
Hey, shout out to Hyde Park High School.
Before they became the Thunderbirds. I don't know what a Thunderbird is. We still run
not
the
a real
Indians
animal.
all day.
It's not a real animal. They made that up. Bro, let's be Thunderbirds, bro.
We don't play that.
Let's be Thunderbirds, dog. It sound more fierce.
No.
Okay. That's all right. Under new management. It's all good. Whatever. Where'd you go to college at?
Northern Illinois University.
I almost went there.
Husky Nation.
Yeah, I never told you that, but I almost went there, man. They actually
should've.
offered me some money.
You
I
should've.
might have met you on your more less refined days.
There's moments when I wish I could take a week and go back
For
to
sure.
my college days.
I'm with that.
It was so lit.
I'm with that. The Cal is kind of lit, like on campus. The Cal itself is like.
And believe it or not, even though it's not a historical black college, it's still like the black community there is dope.
It's strong with the. I'm with that. I'm with that. It's strong. I'm with that. That's dope. That's dope. I'm with that. I'm with that, man.
I loved it.
That's cool. A lot of my musician friends went there. They have a really great arts department that I know of, and I know for a fact. As a high schooler, my band director, Mr. Pope, was strongly encouraging me to go there. I knew the director of jazz studies. He may have even been over the entire music department. This cat named Ron Carter. I don't know if you ever ran into him, but he's a legend, like around everywhere. He's like a clinician and everything like that. So big shout out to Ron Carter. I appreciate everything you taught me.
Shout out to Ron.
Hey, you know you got love for somebody when they like make fun of you and like tell you how much you suck, but then you still love them for it. It's like, I appreciate that, man.
You gotta be open and honest with
You do, especially your students. You don't want them out here looking bad.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I'm saying? I'm sure if your student was like not dancing.
That was bad. Bad. Nope. Do it again. Bad.
I'm with it. So when people see him, it's like, who taught you? Such and such and such and such taught me. It's like, oh, I gotta go see her.
Exactly.
I'm with that.
I just had one of my students text me over the break, and she did a majorette camp for 2 days, and she texted me like, Coach, I was at this majorette camp, and a lot of the things we did, there are things that you taught me in class, and I was like
you did right.
I told you.
Yeah,
I told you the sport was gonna come in handy.
Exactly. I'm with that.
It was great. That was a good touching moment for me.
For sure, man. For sure. I know. I just saw my band director recently at this thing called the Midwest Music Clinic, and like just being there talking with him, I could see how proud he was. Like seeing me, like with his guys. I was all state in high school and stuff like that. And I could see like, oh yeah, my investment is paying off,
Right.
And I'm sure it's not just, even if I wasn't doing music, if I was just a good dude, I'm sure he'd be like, you know what, I had a hand in that.
Right.
And now you have a hand in shaping the lives of many young women.
Many.
Yeah, so since we're already talking about it, let's talk about your work with After School Matters.
Yes.
For those of you that don't know, After School Matters is a program with the Chicago, I think CPS is putting it on. It's like the city of Chicago, basically the city of Chicago was funding it. And they have dance, they have art, I think they have like computer classes and stuff like that. It's expansive.
Everything that you can think of.
Yes, it's very expansive. And I was very fortunate to be in that, I want to say from my junior and senior year, and I met some of the dopest musicians ever, and I still talk to them now, so literally build lifelong friendships at 15, 16 years old, which matter. And I got to study with one of the best jazz trumpet players anywhere, really. So now they get to do the same thing for you. What is it like, well, maybe I'm not going to ask you what it's like to work for After School Matters, because you might say something. You don't want to get fired.
No.
All right, go ahead then. That's you got it.
So it's been a little over a year. This past September made a year for me. And it honestly has been the most rewarding job that I've had thus far. Like I've done TV appearances, everything like that. But working with the youth is really like, I recently had a sit down with my students before the session ended, and they made me cry because I went around. I had 20 students And I went around to each of them just expressing what it is that I love about them and the growth that I've witnessed in them since having majority of them for this entire year with me. And especially like with me growing up and how the dynamics of things have changed from when I was a teenager to how it is for them being a teenager in this society, and the importance it was for me to have role models and people that influenced me and kept me off the streets, kept me focused. It's really like rewarding just being able to be that for somebody else.
Absolutely.
And even passing along those life lessons that I've learned. Like a quote that stayed with me throughout my entire youth was, "Nothing beats a failure but a try." And I instill that in them every single time they feel like I have to give up on something, or it's too hard, or things in school may take a turn for the left of them. Just keep pushing, because that quote stands so true to me to this day.
That's real.
I admire everything that ASM is doing throughout the city of Chicago, because it has inspired and kept a lot of youth safe. I see
100%.
all the time throughout. I teach at BBF, Better Boys Foundation. It's on North Lawndale. And our teens, men especially, some have been shot, and they talk about how, me coming back here to BBF has saved me. It gave me a clear mind, being able to do something that's positive and just making my mom proud. So overall, it's just been a rewarding experience.
That's dope. I really resonate with that. I told my band director, because I used to, when I was coming back home and forth from the military, I used to go see him, just check in with him. I didn't stay long, but just to let him know, like, hey, I appreciate everything. And I once told him that being in band, being in All City, doing Ravinia Jazz College, doing ASM, saved my life. And I didn't know it at the time. I didn't know what was happening. Being a teenager is just weird and confusing most of the time.
It is.
You're like, I don't know what that is.
I feel like you're bipolar during your teenage years.
You really are. Right?
You really are.
Like, what is that, man? But you're right. Having structure is very important.
It is.
And having an outlet is equally as important as having structure. And especially when it's something that you enjoy to do. And like the fact that you're not that much older than a lot of these girls that you're teaching.
Yeah.
It's so different when you're hearing something from somebody your dad or your mom's age. And then somebody who was literally in high school, like not that much before you. If they went to high school, you probably know most of the teachers that they have. It's just different because they relate to you. And they can be like, you know what, you're saying it, so I'm going to believe you. And it reinforces the lessons that they're getting from home, too. So it's like they're getting from two different places.
Because believe it or not, I'm like not too far off from a lot of their parents' age.
Oh, I can do
which
that.
is,
Like,
yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah.
When you say it out loud, it's like,
I don't know what I would do if I had a 15-year-old right now.
No
28.
doubt.
I don't know what I would do right now.
Yeah.
But, it does. It really does. And the beauty in it is that I know, like, the impact I'm having on them when they can just come and talk to me about everything that's going on in their lives. I'm just like, so you really trust me that much to talk to me about this?
I call the police. I just need you to know that before you start.
You care about my opinion that much?
Right.
So, yeah, it is.
I'm with that. So if, well, first, I know you mostly teach girls, right?
Yes.
Is that program open to boys?
It is. I've had each session, so, what was it, 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going into my 5th session now. So each session I have had at least one male throughout the process. And so I teach African style dance. So of course that was just a big turn over for the children. What do we gotta do? African dance? What is this? I'm like, I promise you, you're gonna love it. I promise you, you're gonna love it. And even the men, like I had one guy who his first used to joke to him about it, like, oh, you in there doing that twerking shit, all that stuff. I'm like, okay, well, come in here and do a warm up with my class real quick. Let me see how tough you are. No, like I can outdo you in push-ups. I can outdo you in a lot of stuff. How many abs? How many sit-ups can you do? Oh, okay. How long can you dance? So they understand that it's not just it's so many different aspects to dance. So. Of course, I would love for more men to get involved with my class, but again, society,
that's a masculinity thing. That's a whole other podcast.
That's a whole other discussion. It is.
Sure.
But the young men that I have had in my class, have thoroughly enjoyed it. I even had an Asian. This
really?
Yes.
Man, that's lit.
Yes, and he all the time he inspired me because of just how like passionate he was
he just
about
sell out
dance.
for everything.
Like he blew me away during his audition, and he plopped into a split. I was like,
Okay. Like, well,
I'm already there.
What you been doing in the crib?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I learned so much from him just because he was so enthusiastic about it and going home doing his research on stuff that I was explaining to him in class about, different parts of Africa. He's just like, yeah, so I found out about this. I was like,
All right, brother.
all right, Andy. So
Yeah, I'm with that. I'm with that.
So it was good. Yeah, they liked it.
I can dig that. So real quick, we ain't got to spend too much time on it. There aren't a lot of situations where men will go into a place where it's mostly dominated by females. How do you think young boys would respond to being in a place where a woman is in control and there are mostly girls there doing the thing and they're probably better at it than them? I know a lot of times as a guy, obviously this is like a societal thing at large. We say we won't go into this, but like I said, real quick, you're kind of taught or shown that, women are not always equal with everything. Like you should treat them as people, but they're not exactly equal. So do you feel as if the young men that you have got somewhat of an education into what it's like being educated by a woman? I know there are a lot of women teachers, but it's a little different being outside of the classroom when you're doing something that's maybe more hobby-based and seeing your peers who are also females thrive in this environment where you actually see like a level of excellence out of them that isn't just scholastic.
Right.
Have you seen a difference in behavior from when they first come in as opposed to what they're doing when they leave? I mean, was it pretty much, or is it more the other way around?
So just as far as just young men, so this past session, I had a student, and I talked with his mom before the audition process, just like he loves dance. He loves it so much and got this and that. But he didn't have an issue with as far as his masculinity and things like that because he was comfortable with who he was. He knew that he liked dancing. It wasn't nothing that nobody was going to say was going to stop him from dancing.
Good on you, young bro.
So I haven't had a case in which out of the situations that a male student felt intimidated by it. I have more young men now coming to something like, I want to be a part of your class.
Right.
One, because they like it's a field with girls.
Of course.
And two, they see that they are thriving and they are having fun. So, the struggle with me since being an ASM instructor was being able to, because I'm strictly like, I used to always just choreograph for females based. So this also challenged me as well to not just create feminine choreography, but it made me dig a little deeper in doing my research on how to make things so that it can be
good for everybody.
Yeah.
Inclusive.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt. So obviously, as we said, you're teaching a lot of young girls. How do you, as an older black woman, specifically teaching mostly black girls, right? How have you taken on that challenge? Because I'm sure going in, it's going to be one thing, but when you get there, it's something else. And you already talked about there's a mentor aspect of it, there's a confidentiality aspect of it, there's a entrusting thing, there's a discipline maybe they hadn't had. Because I know with the arts, it's like, oh yeah, come have fun.
Yeah.
But really, that instructional time, that practice time, you can't have a whole lot of messing around, and they probably look at you, oh, she one of us. But at the same time, I gotta check you, G, because hey, I need you here because we're here to do something. And there's a performance. I know at ASN there's a performance or series of performances at the end of the school year that have to be done, and you can't go out there looking,
Well,
so just talk about I know, but no. Okay, I'm gonna stop talking so much. I'm gonna stop talking so much.
But it was a challenge when I first started. I am not gonna lie. There were moments when after I was done teaching, I made sure I had a little personal bottle of wine in the car waiting for me just to
I mean, you weren't drinking, right?
No, okay.
That wasn't happening.
Well, when I got home and put
there
it in
it
front
is.
of my crib.
Bam. You was in park and the key was out there. All that. Yeah. But some cops just like, oh yeah, what she said, right?
No, but it was very challenging. I had a few particular students in that first session that it was clear that and it's unfortunate to say, it really wasn't no saving them no matter what I would do, because it's them from home.
I understand that.
It's them from home. But like you said, it did take me letting them know that, one, I am your instructor and I am not your friend. So even when they would text me like using that ebonics that they be speaking, which I'm like, you're not going to text me like this. I need you to spell the word full out first, because I'm not your friend that you're texting. I'm your instructor. Coming into the classroom, you have to set those boundaries and those guidelines and rules. If you're 10 minutes late, you're giving me 3-minute planks. They hate planks, so they know they're not going to be late.
Right. I'm with that.
If you not dancing full out, giving me planks is what saved.
I understand. Pain retains. It retains.
It saved the discipline actions needed to be done with my students, because they was, come on guys, let's get it together. It brought camaraderie amongst them as well. Because they're like, no. They're starting to hold each other accountable.
Yes.
Like, if you don't know, I need you to do this, because I'm not doing no more planks. So it's just really all about just finding that thin line between having that relationship with them where you know they can come and talk to you and be expressive with you, but also understanding that I am your adult, I am an elder, and there is just a certain line you will not cross with.
Right.
So, but you said everything else that
I'm sorry. I'm disappointed.
that I expressed to them.
That's all right. Well, you're welcome, America.
Yeah, thanks for answering that for me.
So let's talk about a little bit more about what you do.
Outside.
Yeah. When did you discover that dance was going to be? Or I know you do a lot of theater as well, right? Like,
well,
that
not
was
anymore, but
right.
that was the original plan.
Okay.
To do Broadway and things like that. That was the original goal of mine.
So what got you into that then?
My mom likes to say it was because she was pregnant with me dancing in the club. And she's been a dancing queen since I can remember.
Right.
And it led to me dancing all my life. When I was younger, I started cheerleading in 4th grade. Was a cheerleader from 4th through 8th grade. Went to high school. Was dancing in high school. So I knew just how natural it comes to me that this was something that I was supposed to do. The joy that it brought to me. If I was mad, sad, whatever, happy, I can come up with something, and dancing it's safe, music and dancing, just like it was a great outlet for me. Then it was honestly when I was at orientation for college, and my parents was like, I wanted to originally major in psychology.
You were like half of all of America.
Exactly. That was
everybody's just like, I'm gonna do psychology or business. It's like,
it was just like, okay, I gotta do something. I gotta pick something. I have to go to college. Like, it was no option with my family. Like, we all had to go to college. So I was just like, all right, I'll do psychology. Like, whatever.
Right.
I got there, orientation, getting everything together. My parents was like, okay, so are you sure this is what you want to do before you waste our money?
Right.
So you won't waste our money.
For sure.
And I was like, no, I want to dance. And from that day on, I switched my major over to dance, and I just really put my all into it.
Look at that. I'm with that, man. You know what? I wish I was that brave. Well, I was when I first went to college. I mean, we went to college the same year, but like I went and I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this music. My mom was like, don't do music. You're not gonna get a job.
Yeah, that's
Look
at arts like you cannot be profitable from it, and if that's honestly all that you see yourself doing, then you will make sure that you are profitable from it.
Absolutely.
So,
you know what? I gotta tell, if you're an artist and you want to do art, man, do it and be the best at it. Because if you're good, people will pay you for it. Now, like everything else in life, there's a lot of people making pencils, making paper, making toilet paper.
Exactly. You
got to be creative. You got to find a way to sell yourself to people. And if you're not willing to do that, then maybe it is something you should like keep as a hobby. And it's fine. You can do ASM. You can maybe find some community group on Facebook, because there's a lot of them out there.
We need a lot more programs.
I'm for adults, really. You know what I mean? That's it, so people can go express themselves. Because I think that's the thing that we lose as we get older.
We do.
We start working, then we get married. We
become
kids.
Robots.
We do.
We become robots,
and we lose that like creativity. And with that, a word you brought up was camaraderie. I've met so many different types of people playing music, being in the arts in general. I want to just say just being in the arts. And you find people that have nothing to do with your background.
Yes.
They don't look like you. They don't speak the same language as you. But y'all start doing y'all thing. You'll be like, man, I like you. Where you come from?
Opposites attract, opposites attract from background, like you said. But it does. It creates masterpieces. It really does. There are people that I've met and hung out with that I would have never expected.
Absolutely.
I would have never foreseen me hanging out with this person if I didn't just like connect on an art level with them. So. Yeah.
You know what? It helps us. I honestly believe it helps us connect on a more human level. Because I think a lot of times we get caught up in like,
good point,
just outside stuff. We allow ourselves to be fooled by like just everything that really doesn't matter.
Exactly.
You know, and like I said, like just from an adult standpoint, I know what it meant in high school. But you know, as we get older and we start to like settle into these jobs, you know, we start to let the world creep into our relationships with people, and it changes us, I feel like. But with something like that,
there's so many more opinions that you can look at and view at the blink of an eye by simply pulling your phone out and Googling, this is how I'm feeling right now, so let me see what other people are saying, and you just let that come into you instead of processing it on your own.
And you know, I think we tend to look for people's opinions who are like ours. Yeah. You know, which is cool, but it's also very dangerous, you know, because we're not getting any outside perspective on what it is that we're looking at. So if you're older and you had a thing that you love to do, hey man, go find it and go interact with these people, because you may allow yourself to learn some things that you had previously forgotten.
And it's a great stress reliever.
It really is.
Keeps you youthful.
It is. Movement is key. Movement is life. It really is. It really is.
Keeps you youthful.
Absolutely.
So go do it.
Go do it. We ain't playing. All right. What are you, other than teaching, what do you want to be doing moving forward? Because I know you don't want to teach at ASM forever, and I know maybe.
Actually, I would not mind doing that.
Really?
I would not mind keeping that as something to continue.
That's incredible. Thank you. As a guy, just watching people do things that matter for them.
That actually comes before. I actually make life decisions based off of me knowing that I have to be with my students. Yeah. Because, like I said, that relationship that's built, it's nothing else, and I know that, you know, from hearing some of my students' stories, I know that I cannot abandon them.
I feel that. That's real.
I cannot.
No, that's real, man.
No, it is real. I cannot. I really look at them like I birthed 20 kids, and I'm responsible for each and every single one of them, and not even just the ones in my classroom, but the ones that step foot into that facility. And like I said, I see the importance that having those mentors and those people to look up to, and a constant positive influence in your life, and how it helps shape and mold me. Not to mention I have a big family, and so I come from a very big family, 54 cousins and 23 aunts and uncles, and that's just on my mom's side alone.
Brady Bunch ain't got shit on them.
And we are all very, very close, very close. And so I know I'm blessed to have grown up in such a loving, warm, and supportive family like that. And everybody is not fortunate to have that. And we adopt all my friends that come into my life. They are all always invited to Thanksgiving and to come to any family function. They get adopted and welcomed in with warm arms. And so for me to come from that and have students telling me that they don't get that type of love and support at home, I will never turn my cheek from them. Right. Never.
I can dig that. Good looking. Good looking.
I can't stand you.
Hold up. Time out. Why? How come I have never been invited to anything? Don't answer that on camera. We'll talk about it later. Not once. I know. That's what I said. We're not gonna do that. I'm sorry. I just put you on blast.
You did.
I did, but you deserve it.
I have it though. I'm sorry.
I have it.
Okay.
Sorry. All right.
I'm sorry. Next one. You did that.
Sorry. All right. It's all good. Whatever. Okay. So future plans. What do you want to be doing in addition to teaching ASM?
I want to have my own studio, my own studio space. Another big passion of mine is making women feel sexy and tapping into their feminine side and just being confident in who they are. So I started my Femme Lett classes, just a stiletto style class with variations of styles of dance. You can get some burlesque in there, some jazz, some urban, hip, whatever the vibes or the beats bring to my soul. That's what you're gonna get. And even before I started doing everything, when I first graduated and I was teaching and I was doing my twerk fitness classes, and just the response that I was getting from women, like, thank you so much, like, this is such a fun class. Even just like how you talk to us and just inspire us and encourage us, like, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. And I got so many messages about that.
Right.
And then when I took a break from that and went into ASM and I started posting videos of me with my students, and I was getting comments like, so you not teaching adults no more?
Right.
And I was like, I kind of did let you guys go. And that was something that I really thoroughly enjoyed doing. So my goal is to have my own studio space where it is, you know, during the day geared towards the youth, and just doing various classes. Like, I have a lot of dance friends that we discuss going into partnership with, and just bringing stuff on the south side of Chicago, and at night keeping it for the adults. But I definitely want to have multiple dance studios. And starting off on the south side.
I can dig that. What gave you the inspiration behind the Femme Lett classes?
Well, I watch a lot of dance. Me personally, I am just very in tune with myself. Keeping it PG.
Yeah.
Just very in tune with myself. And being feminine, period.
Right.
It's just something that I like to do.
Right.
And it comes natural to me to just be able to put together the routines that I do for my classes. It all just comes natural. I make up majority of my dances are made up in my head when I'm just listening to music, and I'm just like, oh, what happened?
Yeah.
Okay, yes. And then I put it on my body. But like I said, the response I got from when I first started doing my previous twerk classes and things like that, and just like how women received me as an individual, as an instructor, as a dancer, whatever the case may be, and how I inspired them, that's what encouraged me to get it back going.
Okay. So if I was interested in doing this, how would I be able to reach out to you potentially?
Yeah, so Femme Lett has a Facebook page.
Hey.
FEMME Lett, LETT with the apostrophe. You can also follow me on Instagram, Yahkirah, don't you judge me, YATRICKYA. Currently working on doing a YouTube page, but I do have videos, all of that stuff on there as well, so you can definitely check out my choreography and just, you know, get a vibe with me.
I'm gonna get the rocking.
Vibe.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey.
Yeah.
I'm with that. I'm gonna definitely link your stuff, your definitely your Instagram and your Facebook on there, so people can find you and reach out to you.
Yes.
So you're available for like private.
I do private parties. I got my first party booked of the year this coming Sunday. So private parties, birthday parties, just a fun girls' night that you're looking to do, bachelorette parties. I was doing that when I was doing my tour.
Definitely.
I had the best time.
I'm with that.
Partying with going into their space and just bringing my energy into their space. I had the best time doing parties. So definitely would love to do more parties. But yeah, whatever. You got me at your disposal.
I'm with that, man. That's fucking awesome. All right. We definitely got somewhere else to be. I want to thank you for taking some time to do this.
You're thinking of chocolate me?
Yo, for sure. I'm sure everybody's going to be able to see this video, and I hope a lot of people reach out to you. And I hope also, really, this is like this helps develop a pipeline for more kids into the After School Matters thing. And it's not just the dance, but like literally everything. And I hope somebody that works for them sees this so that they can know, like, you guys are saving lives out here. And you're gainfully employing people. So on both those fronts, thank you very much. And you're literally changing generations by doing this. So hopefully they're seeing that. You're definitely a part of it. Thank you for doing that. Thank you, Perez, for doing that. You the man, dog. Perez, I love you, dog. I love you, man. But
I know, seriously, it really does. It really does. You never understand. You don't know you don't know the impact you have until, like you said, you look back at it like, oh man, I played a part in that. So yeah, man,
it makes it all worth it for sure, especially like staying up late and like leaving work to go to work,
right?
You know, you did that. You work hard. I appreciate that.
You do too, though.
I do, man. I do. As your former employer, I want to thank you. Thank you for all that you did. You definitely did, though. We definitely did. No, man, that's dope. That's dope. All right, everybody. Once again, I want to thank Yahkirah for coming out. I'm going to link all her information. I appreciate you. I appreciate you teaching the kids. I appreciate the kids, and I appreciate the parents. Like I said, I'm going to link her social media. We got more podcasts coming in the future. I want to thank my man Lloyd for allowing me to use his space.
Yes, thank you.
Late notice, it's good to have somebody in your corner like that. And I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thanks a lot. We'll catch you next time.
Keep talking.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
Peace and love.
True. That's funny.
You quit your daytime job.
I did to do it, man.
Push through.
And you know what?
Push
Honestly,
through. I'm proud of you
we
too.
out here.
All those
All
front-
summer 18.
All those front desk comments.